One of the great pleasures of doing historical research and indeed writing history is it provides you with an opportunity to try to reimagine a city. And when I was writing this moral pandemonium, I spent a lot of time trying to reimagine the city. I spent a lot of time walking through the streets and trying to see it as it once was, with its buildings and its people and its sights and its sounds. And I particularly spent a lot of time in the area of Lonsdale Street and Little Lonsdale St. And it's quite difficult to imagine this now, but in this area, this general area, there was something like 35 brothels, and they ranged from places like Madame Brussels, which were these opulent bordellos with fabulous furnishings and girls that had been plucked from Collingwood and Fitzroy and trained in, I guess, the arts of pleasure. To the sort of low brothels where women would rent a single room tenement really and just have a sack on the floor, and that's where they'd work from. So this whole area would have been teeming, I guess, with women of the night of all different shades, from the flash girls in their silks and satins to the low prostitutes or the common prostitutes ravaged by disease and alcoholism. But also in among all of that you had families living. All along Little Lonsdale Street there were families. You also had workshops, like cabinet making workshops, and you also had pubs and taverns. Right next to Madame Brussels there was a pub and with a stable out the back, and I kind of imagine the gentlemen as they sipped champagne would have been able to smell horse dung and the hides of horses, which would have been interesting. Among all of that you also had politicians and wealthier gentlemen who would have been furtively picking their way through these back streets to come in the back doors of some of these finer establishments. It said Madame Brussels used to give her select few a latchkey so they could come down Gorman Alley just off Little Lonsdale Street and enter without the public knowing they were visiting. For me that was, I guess, the real delight of having the opportunity to engage in historical research, in that it gave me an opportunity to see this city in a way I'd never seen it before, and now I have that always, to be able to walk these streets and see a world beneath this kind of world that we see now.